Hi everybody, my name is Tasha. Welcome to my channel, coach encouraging modern women to be their true authentic selves, going through life using their heads, hearts, and instinct because you need all three. I am also a career-focused mom. I believe that you can be a great mom while also following your dreams. So if any of that sounds great to you, please like this video, comment down below, and subscribe. Let's get into the video. Okay, so you have clicked on this video and I think I know why. Because all of the chatter around parenting is starting to give you anxiety, stress you out, and make you paranoid, okay? I have literally all three things. I have been reaching out to my best friend for the last couple months, sending her YouTube videos, sending her Facebook pages, just being like, what? Look at this mom. Look at this woman. No way I could do this. And she was always just like, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. I can't do that either. Like, that's unrealistic. I'm so glad they're doing that, but it's unrealistic. And that's kind of what I want to bring to this video to you today. And a lot of you might be like, who is this woman? She has one video and she thinks that she can give me advice. Well, number one, this is not an advice video. And number two, I have been working with children in some capacity for the last 15 years. I've been a nanny, I've worked in childcare, I am a mother myself, I am a doula and a newborn care specialist as well. So I have I've worn a lot of hats and I have a lot of experience when it comes to kids. And let me tell you something. Every child is unique. I have never met two children that were extremely the same, not even twins, okay? Every child has their own temperament. Every child has their own likes and dislikes. Every child is so different. Now, that's not to say that you won't find two children who are more quiet and get along really well with just about anyone because they are followers and they go with the flow. And you might find two children that are very loud and boastful and, you know, it's my turn and I'm going to do that. They're more leaders and they really probably don't get along very well because they both want to be the leaders and that doesn't work. So I've seen that, but just because they have two kind of similar temperaments doesn't mean that they are the same at all. A lot of kids have other environmental aspects to who they are as well, where they live, what religion, what culture, like what ethnicity, what background they come from. So every child is unique. And when I say that, I also mean you and your house is unique. And you should keep it that way. I am the kind of person that sits and just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls on social media until I've scrolled myself into a frenzy. And I think that I am a sucky parent. I'm not doing it right. I should be doing it this way. And I find that I make myself absolutely miserable. And I can almost guarantee that you do as well. If you've clicked on this video, you're feeling my pain. I'm here to tell you that parenting is so hard. It's a 24/7 gig. And when I say 24/7, I mean 24/7. How many of you are maybe in the newborn stages, you're still getting up at night to help your kids, or maybe you have kids like mine. My 2.5-year-old and 5-year-old are still getting up at night. They wake up a couple times, maybe to get a drink, maybe because they were scared and want me to lay with them for a minute until they fall back asleep. But I'm telling you, this whole mom gig is 24/7. You cannot turn it off. You are riding this train until I think these kids are like 30 years old, and then the train slows down a little bit, but you are riding this train until you are gone, passed away, out of this world. You're riding this train. So why do we do this to ourselves as women? Why do we do this to ourselves as mothers? We are allowing all the advice to come in and not knowing when to like say that's not me, or that looks pretty cool, but I don't want to do that. One of the big things right now going around on Facebook is being a homemaker. I love the idea of that. Hi, I'm sure you can't see that I am back, but my kids needed me real quick, so I popped out and I popped back in, and don't really remember where we're at, but we will start with homemaking. So a lot of things that are going around right now is homemakers. A lot of the videos going around right now are godly homemakers, making it seem like the only way you could be close to God, the only way that you can lead a godly life is for women to be homemakers. And that's all fine and dandy. The Bible does talk about women as more of the homemakers. That's kind of where we started, was being homemakers. But times have changed and things are a little different now. And if you want to be a homemaker, that's great. However, I love being a homemaker part of the time, but like I said in my intro, I am a career-driven mom. I am in school right now to be a psychiatrist, and that is my plan. By the time I'd be working full-time, my kids would be in school, and I would only be working during school hours so that I could be present for them when they needed me outside of those school hours. But I think that you can have both. And a lot of times what happens is we watch these homemaking videos, and they're pretty cool, by the way, okay? Women, they have really nice like appliances in their kitchen, they're cooking breads, they're, gardening outside, they have this just amazing gardening. Let me tell you something, I am a good baker, I'm a great baker, but I don't want to bake bread. I do not have a green thumb. We have a very small garden out there, and I will post a picture right here of that. But it dies a lot. So I have to keep going to Home Depot and buying more flowers to put into this garden because my kids love it. But we tend to kill them every single time. I don't understand. And flowers that don't need that much sunlight or water, I still tend to kill. So I find that a lot of the times I am trying so hard to live the life of some of these amazing women and be a homemaker and make breads and do my garden. But I find that I'm depressed, that I'm unhappy, that I feel like I'm not satisfied. And a lot of times the world, especially women against women, try to make you feel less than if some of these things don't interest you, if some of these things are not your personality, or if you don't want to do some of these things. There are a lot of women out there who want to have a career. They love their kids, absolutely, but they wouldn't be the best ones to stay home with their kids all day. That's just not what they feel in their soul and in their heart that they want to do. And I say that is fine. I encourage that if you aren't home with your kids, that you find someone that is going to step in and take that place for you and love on your kids and encourage your kids and help them grow and hit their milestones. All of that is perfect. But I feel like a lot of times that yes, we can use these videos, and yes, we can use social media, and yes, we can talk to family and friends with the idea that we want to be better, that we want to live a better life, that we want to do better, that we want to live better lives, that we want to change our lives, that we want to be more like somebody else. That's all great, but it has to be your true, authentic self. You have to feel it in your heart. You have to know without a doubt that this is the way you want to go. Because when we as women try hard to fit a round peg in a square hole, we are never going to get to where we want to be. I don't know about you, but it makes me cranky. It makes me feel less than. It makes me worry. I have anxiety about it. And I just feel down on myself. And when I feel down on myself, my kids, I'm sure that they pick up on that and they feel that, although I don't let them see it. I try very hard to hide it from them. My oldest, as he keeps getting older, he knows when something's a little off or when, something makes me sad. And I think that the younger kids know as well. So I feel like we just do more damage than good when we try hard to be something that we're not. And just because somebody says being a homemaker is the only way to go, that's not true. There are so many wonderful things that you can do, that maybe God has called you to do, that maybe you feel in your heart. There's that instinct piece that we're talking about there. Your heart, your instinct, and your head are all telling you, this isn't working, this isn't for me. And I don't know about you, but it makes me feel guilty. And so I encourage you today to stop feeling guilty. You have nothing to feel guilty about. Sometimes we want to be mothers, but we don't really understand what that means or how hard it's going to be. Or, nobody really tells you that. Everybody has a manual on how to do it and how to raise kids and how to, do this parenting style versus that parenting style, but nobody has a manual that tells you how you're going to feel after having kids, what that change looks like after having kids. And that's what really stresses a lot of people and discourages a lot of really great mothers from being really great mothers. I don't know about you guys, but our homes are supposed to be our space, our place of peace, where we come at the end of the day to kind of wind down from everything outside. And this is supposed to kind of be your safe place, your safe haven almost. But social media has made it to the point where it's in our homes, it's on our TVs, it's on our phones, tablets, everything. And so it's so easy to be in everybody's business instead of waiting for a lady whizzle down to send out her, I know, I love Bridgerton. That is a completely different story, but that is absolutely one of my favorite TV shows. I love it, love it, love it. I love timepieces. And I just love that she is like a strong, independent woman in this series. She's really Penelope, if none of you knew. Now I feel bad for saying that, but I hope most of you knew that it was Penelope. And you're waiting for your gossip, the boy comes by after waiting a week to get it. Now we don't have to wait a week to get it. We just go online and there's new gossip every hour, if not every 2 hours. It's every day, all week, just endless. And it just makes you feel bad. Now, I'm not the person that's going to say, get off social media, detox from social media, because I do see some benefits to social media. I have followed some people on YouTube I think are great. A lot of times we need encouragement. I don't suggest completely just, if something encourages you and uplifts you and makes you want to do better and makes you feel good, I say go for it, within reason. We don't need to be on social media every day, all day, for hours and hours and hours. I don't think that that's healthy, but your favorite YouTuber posts on Tuesday and you go on Tuesday to take a look. I don't say that that's wrong. This channel is not about telling you the right way or the wrong way to do things. It's just to encourage you, give you ideas, give you advice, but I'm not a perfect mom. I don't make flatbreads. I try to garden. It does not go well. I do the very best that I can as a single mother. I struggle a lot of the times with just being exhausted from doing online college courses, plus trying to be a mother at the same time. Before this, I worked a lot. So I would work 100 hours a week going to school and being a mother. I would work nights and then I would come home and be with my kids during the day and do my school. And that was a lot. Right now, by the grace of God, I am able to stay home with my kids. So I'm a homemaker / going to school / career mom, all of the things that I encourage you to do as well. I really want you to the most important thing about being a parent is loving your kids and giving them everything that they need. And I'm not saying the bare minimum, shelter, food, water. I'm not saying that. I'm saying more than that. Emotional support, abundance of love. I hug and kiss my kids all day long. I let them have a safe space for their feelings. You know, I do raise my voice sometimes, but I try really hard to get down on their level and talk to them and encourage them and help raise them to just be respectable kids. And, you know, I feel like when you're doing all of that, that's enough. You know, whatever else you do that's unique to your family, that's unique to you, perfect. But there is not a one size fits all for parenting. And we really need to do our best to uplift other mothers and encourage other mothers instead of feeling like it's our way or no way. Because then I just think we get in trouble. And as the consumers, I would say, stop watching things that are going to be too hard for you to obtain. This is easier said than done because I'm probably going to watch a couple more homemaker videos, but I'm not watching it for the dresses. I'm not watching it for the breads. I'm not watching it for the gardening. I'm mostly watching it for some of the values that a lot of them have. I don't really watch videos for like parenting advice because I feel like I'm a really good parent. I'm in school for child psychology, so I've read a ton of psychology books on child development. And I've just worked with a lot of kids over the years. So I don't really need that kind of parenting advice, but I do like having things like about screen time, about, you know, Bible study, eating habits, things like that. I like having that information, but I can and have driven myself crazy with trying to, you know, do things that aren't a part of who I am or that I don't want to be. And that's not to say that you can't change and that you can't learn to like something else, or you might decide that you're going to try to make a flatbread and you do a really good job and it tastes amazing and, you know, you want to continue to do that. I encourage you to do that. But I think that you have to modify what homemaking looks like for you, because whether you go to work and come home or whether you stay at home all day, you are a homemaker, but in your unique way. I stick with that. If you're cleaning your house, if you're feeding your kids, if you're doing laundry, if you're making menus, if you're packing sack lunches, you are a homemaker. It is just unique to your situation, to what you're doing. And if you are a single mother, the chances are you can't be a stay-at-home single mother. Like I mentioned before, I am a single mother in this season. This is where God wants me to be. I had to save money in order to do this, but a lot of people do not have that option and do have to work. So I encourage you that if you do have to work, that you still see yourself as a homemaker and you do what makes sense for your family, because you're all beautiful, ladies. We need to do more to encourage one another to, you know, I hope that today, if you see someone on the street that has a child, or someone at the store, or, you know, your friend, you call your friend up, or maybe your sister up, or your brother, I just encourage you to just tell someone today, to give them encouragement, to tell them like, you're doing a good job, like you're doing a good job. You know, I see some moms struggling sometimes at the park, and I always go up and be like, do you need some help? Because it takes a village to raise children, and your village shouldn't be something that you can't obtain, something that is not your reality. Don't watch a mother who has a $6 million home off the beach, who has 6 nannies behind the cameras telling you how to raise kids and making it seem like all you have to do is clean this big, beautiful house, when really they are hiring cleaners. Now, I'm not saying that for all content creators. I have not a clue. This is my first video, but I am saying, and number one, stop with the gossiping. Stop being jealous. Stop looking at other people's things as things that you have to have, or the goals that you have to have. This channel is being your unique, authentic self, whatever that looks like. You could decide that you want to take your children and you guys want to live in a cave. As long as the cave is appropriate for your kids. You have some heating, you have some comfy beds, you have appropriate clothes, and your kids are going to school, more power to you, If you want to live in a cottage, if you want to live in a mansion, if you want to live in just a normal home in a normal neighborhood, whatever works for you, as long as your kids are being well taken care of and not mentally or physically abused, I say go for it. And that if you are not doing that, then you're good. You're okay. You're doing the best that you can. It doesn't matter if you're a single mother and you're living in a 1-bedroom, barely making it. If your kids feel loved and you are doing the absolute best that you can for them, you're doing great. Stop looking at what other people have, and you might start actually seeing what you have and being able to grow your fortune. So that's the thing. We're so busy looking at everybody else's life and what everybody else has and how better of a parent they are than you, when the truth of the matter is if you stop worrying and looking over here, you might actually be able to put some work into your life and what you're doing and what you want for yourself and for your kids, and you'll be able to move that way, and who knows where that could take you. So yeah, that is just my 2 cents. You're doing a wonderful job. You are a great parent. Stop on the social media. Stop listening to everybody's advice. Thank you for your advice. I appreciate it. And then just do what you want. You watch this mom on YouTube. She did this trick with her kid. You try it. It doesn't work. Okay, fine. On to the next. Whatever works for you, whatever works for your family, whatever works for your kids is perfect. You are perfect. You are great. You are loved. And you will figure it out. You're doing great. I'm telling you, you are doing great. So this video might be a little bit all over the place. It is my first video. I will tighten them up. I will get them better. But again, I really hope that you will stick around. I have so much more to talk about, so much more encouragement for you women. And yeah, let's do this thing. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for your time. We'll talk soon. Bye.